Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922 here to bring you another exciting chapter review of Magi. Now, lately these Magi chapters have gotten out of control. Hence, Kou and the Kou Empire. But I thought to myself, I did that a lot. I was thinking about the previous arc. And you guys are probably wondering, why Bonkai? Well, I was thinking about certain things that happened in the previous arc that we're now revisiting in this arc. Now, obviously last week, Cohen basically tells Balbadd, join me, this bitch slap move. But then it occurred to me. Now, this was chapter 210, conditions. In the previous arc, we had the medium. Remember that? We had the medium. They were fighting the medium. It was the end of the war with Magi and Reem Empire and the Kou Empire and all that stuff. Now, we had that. But when the Kou Empire got involved, Cohen got involved, and he had his two sisters and two brothers help him fight, along with Aladdin and Alibaba, everyone else that showed up, fight the medium. Before Sinbad showed up to help, there was this moment when I thought to myself, interesting. I'm not going to say I called it that Cohen was going to do this, but I felt like there was something there to suggest that, yeah, maybe Alibaba should go with them. And what I'm talking about is the moment when there was that chapter where they were fighting the medium. It was at that scene where Cohen is next to Alibaba and they're fighting side by side. And I thought to myself, Then we had the moment with the other princess, I believe her name was, I can't say her name to save the life of me. Kogyoku, the one that had the one with the pink hair. She got pretty pissed off when Alibaba got hurt and her brother. And she fought the medium. So, it kind of, and that wasn't beside the fact that Hakuei also knows Aladdin pretty well. So I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, Alibaba never fought alongside Sinbad. And what went with me talking about this, I'm bringing up what happened in this chapter. So, the beginning of the chapter, we have Alibaba. Cohen basically telling, join me, join my cause. You have no other choice, blah, blah, blah. Come by us, and you have full authority over Balbadd. And he basically said that you'll become a general of the Kou Empire and point your sword to King Sinbad in the Seven Seas Alliance, together with Komei and Koha. Koha, by the way, is Ren Koha, the guy with the real big sword. And he's like saying, do you want me to betray Sinbad and my master? He says, are you a retainer of Cinderia? Like, what reason did you obtain power? What is the thing you want to protect the most? Isn't that Balbadd? Follow me and swear loyalty to me. And he's like, I can't do that. What? No, give me time to think. Are you an idiot? And then he goes on this tirade, Cohen, saying, it should be obvious because you were born for this. Every minute and second you hesitate to give me the answer is a sin toward your people. Now answer. And then he's like, Cohen just says, forget it. Go back to Cinderia, you piece of shit, you know. It's like, if you just say, follow me, then I don't have any other choice. And he's like saying, you're a cruel person. Did all your spread all your spores following you by this method? And that's when Comey brings up saying that, calm down, let us talk about this practically. My brother has no intention, would accept you without any conditions for these 3 conditions. 1, you have to completely cut your ties with Cinderia. That's number 1 you have to do. Number 2, you need to present a concrete proposal in ruling Balbadd from a viewpoint we lack. And 3, you have to show your loyalty to the Imperial Wren family with all of yourself. And Balbadd is still saying no, and he's like, you're wrong. It's not like we're saying that we will hurt you. Comey saying, we just want you to have a marriage. And basically what was presented here, cut your ties with Sinbad, make a proposal to rule over Balbadd from your viewpoint, and swear loyalty to Cohen, the Kou Empire. And basically they're asking him to marry a princess. This part blew my mind. I was like, but then I thought about it. Makes sense. Yeah, because, hey, he knows that, you know, not Hakure, the other one. Her, pink-haired girl, is a princess. I can't say her name. It's very hard to say. The one who, by the way, had like a mind warp thing that was done by Sinbad. But now she doesn't. Now she actually considers Alibaba her friend. He continues to talk about that, basically, Comey. He's like, what? It's like, and then he brings up, this was funny. You can't marry. And when they're telling him about marriage, Comey basically brings up the fact you can have 1 or 2 or 3 concubines. And he's like, I can't do that. That's distrusting. And he's thinking about Morgiana when he says this. And he's like, it's not a fact that this was the funny part. He told her, it doesn't sound like you're a cherry boy who hasn't touched women. The faces of Cohen and Comey when he saw that, I was like, yo, it scorched him, and Cohen started laughing. Does do that? And they hear him laughing, and he's like, he's laughing. First time hearing the master say it. He's laughing, and he says, I really have scorched you. And he's like, yo, Albo. So he tries to attack him. And that brings up the fact that, Comey stops him from attacking his brother and says, my brother's in a good mood. Go on. Basically leave. And you're too naive. As long as you do not accept those 3 conditions, you won't be allowed to do anything. Even if you are sedarius and you're married, you will try to negotiate something by making a leverage on your mental vessel. Guide your determinations, then decide. So, Alibaba was walking, and he's like, Balbadd or Sandria? What should I do, Aladdin? Now, I don't know what he was. He was getting something from his pocket, Alibaba. I believe that was that jewel sphere that allows you to talk to somebody. I think he was going to try to talk to Aladdin. But before he does that, he sees, what's her face? And she's like, Alibaba? It's Kou Empire. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And she's like, long time no see, Alibaba. And then she starts talking to him. And he's thinking about the whole marriage thing. Now, what she said in this chapter was kind of the way she was saying it was kind of, she was praising her brothers, the fact that, that she's built a relationship, a big time friendship with Alibaba. And she's like, saying how, they fought a great enemy in Magistad, things are improved to us, to make to fight each other, and so on and so forth. That's the reason why I was called to the meeting as well. And she says, as a general of the Kou Empire. And then she brings up the fact that she couldn't speak before she became a general. She became a general because of their fight in Magistad, which I thought was very interesting. So she goes on talking to him about this and saying that I might even try to persuade everyone who fought against such a great enemy in Judar as well, too. And I will fight, too, together with you and your friends, Alibaba. And then he's like, Koyoku, that's why you can ask me for any... He's basically asking because she's her friend, his friend. You can ask me anything. My feelings aside, the Kou Emperor, after all. That's what I'll do, everything. She'll do anything for you, for him, basically. And he basically saying, it would be easier if you were a despicable person, and so on and so forth. Now, after that little short thing there, we have Cohen and his brother talking. Now, my overall thoughts, I'm split. On one hand, I'm thinking about the past, and I'm thinking, yeah, this kind of makes sense. Alibaba joins them. It makes sense. Because here's the thing. She kind of likes him. That's number one. Number two, the way he was presenting himself, Alibaba, to Cohen, and the way they were fighting the medium, you kind of had it thrown at you. These guys could work together. These guys make a good combo. These guys could go and work for the same side. And here's another thing. Not to put any more fire on this, but hey, you know who turned evil? Hakuryu. Wouldn't it make sense for Alibaba to be part of Cohen so he can deal with Hakuryu? And wouldn't it even make more explosiveness if he were to marry her and Hakuryu? And they would, and from the end, there was another thing that I want to bring up. First, let's get what else happened in this chapter. We have Cohen and Kome basically talking, saying agree. He's still a little naive, but Kome's basically saying that he has an aptitude which I don't possess. He's flexible, brave, especially when dealing with people of power, of people who have power and influence. How he flared at you in Magistad. Yeah, he's like saying he really is an idiot. He's a person that we can use to rule Balbadd in the most efficient way. And Cohen's basically saying he'll cut ties with Sinbad. That his Magi will also cut ties with Sinbad. And Cohen's basically saying, hey, there are other things that should be driven away from Sinbad as well. Basically, this conception is that Sinbad, there's something wrong with him. And we need to take everything we have away from him. Take it away. I mean, it's not a big surprise because a couple of chapters ago we had Yunnan, and he was like saying. After that, and they also bring up the fact that the relationship between the Seven Seas Alliance and Reem isn't that strong. And then we see the lodgings, Morgiana saying, "Why are you here?" And it's Mu Alexis. Now, if you don't know who that is, Mu Alexis is from the Reem Empire. He's the guy, he's the finalist who was with Sherazade. Okay? And he brings up, he's like, like, oh, why is he in the middle of the territory, enemy's territory? And he talks to Morgiana, he says, Morgiana, there is something I have to tell you as a fellow finalist. And it says on the bottom, their strategy begins to move. Now, for the remainder of this video, I want to bring up a few things. Reem. If Cohen were to get his hands on Reem, that would mean one thing. He would get his hands on the Magi of Reem. He would have, and he'd have Alibaba with Aladdin. That's two Magis. Then you have Hakuryu. How are you going to convince him? I mean, Judar convince him. So you have those two. Kind of makes sense now that I think of it this way. To go up against Altharman. To go up against that Magi. Because you'll have two Magis. And not to put any more on this, what about Yunnan? Yunnan already doesn't like Sinbad. What if they could convince Yunnan to join Kou? That would be 3 Magis to go up against Altharman's Magi. When I thought about that in this chapter, I thought, interesting. I can see that. But at the same time, here's the problem with Alibaba. Number 1, if he joins Kou, he betrays his master, the one who taught him, and Sinbad. But here's another thing. He betrays Aladdin. Now, if Aladdin isn't against it, then it's okay. But there's another thing he betrays, Morgiana. So this is a lot of things going on in this chapter. Now I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5. It was a good chapter, a lot of interesting things happening. But when I thought about the previous arc, it makes sense. It all makes sense. This was almost as if, oh, this happened here. Guess what? It's going to happen. And we have it here. Now, I'm going to say, as far as relationships are concerned, listen, this girl likes Alibaba. She's his friend. But the only problem with that whole scenario is the thing when it concerns Sinbad. Because in this chapter, she also mentioned saying, oh, we'll be able to work together. Now, does Alibaba need to accept this proposal? Actually, it could go 2 ways. One, he accepts the proposal. He takes over Balbadd. He rules it the way he wants to. So on and so forth. And, he ends up helping Cohen and stuff. And all that jazz. But at the same time, he doesn't have to do it. And he can just use her with wiggle room to help, do things on the other side. But it would be in his best interest to accept this proposal. Because, let's be honest here, the chapter before they got to Balbadd, what was it on? It was on Aladdin and Yunnan talking and Sinbad interrupting their conversation. So, Sinbad is... That's basically what was being stated in this chapter. Now, I'm not saying Listen, I fucking hate Cohen. I really do. But, a lot of good points. He brought up a lot of good points. A lot of interesting facts. The only person that Alibaba really is portraying here, give or take, is 2. Aladdin, Magi. So we will see how this goes. I personally, now that I read the whole chapter, now I'm thinking all these thinking things 18 minutes in. I believe Alibaba should do it. I believe he should accept the proposal. We'll see how it goes. I mean, now as far as Mu is concerned, I thought it was going to, when I first read it, I was like, oh, no, Morgiana's going to marry this douche. No, that's not going to happen, obviously. It's going to be more of the lines of, he's going to tell her something that is, important. So it's not going to be any marriage thing. I'll take her away. I don't think it is. So, but we'll have to see next week. But this was a good chapter. 4.5 out of 5. I'm Bronco 922. Things are moving in this fucking arc. I had a feeling it was going to be huge. It has been. So we will see what my man Alibaba does. He should accept it. I'm Bronco 922. I'll see you guys later.